So I didn't really like the live recording I did here. I usually like to do it all in one, but this is just audio over my gameplay. But this is a level 2, because everyone seems to be learning level 2 at this time of this video until Smallgate changes that. I'll say that over and over. But this is the team I used, and the stars of the show are the level 60 Lena, and to some extent the level 50 Terranor Guard, mainly because he's a level 50 Awakened Terranor Guard. And as I said, if I haven't said it already, the stats will be at the end of this video for all 4 characters. But just to introduce this part, I'm a complete free-to-play. I don't really like to PvP much. I don't touch. I do arena just for the medals. I do guild war for those the rewards there, and I don't really touch RTA. I got my rank and I just stopped doing it. So there's that. So basically, my other main point is that these are. I didn't really switch gear around. This is just my Lena is my farmer Lena, and my Lena is my main farmer, which I use for support. And my Terranor Guard is for Wyvern 13. And right now he's using Junkyard Dog, but I would personally want him on Proof of Valor if I plan to do a lot of expeditions. Maybe when there's free unequips in whatever month that the expedition refreshes. Whenever there's a free unequip, then I'll just try to rush. That way I'm not wasting money, but I don't want to really change my gear because as a complete free-to-play, I want as much gold as possible. And switching gear sets around really costs a lot. So if you've already looked it up before, if you're someone who's looked it up, you know the deal. But for anyone who doesn't, or just to explain what mine is, my Lane is on Lifesteal because she's a farmer, and she has on Portrait. You could easily put her on Exorcist if you don't have Portrait. TG, on the other hand, you could put him on Proof. Otherwise, you could put him on any defensive thing, usually because he needs to survive. If you're crazy like me and you're using a level 50. The thing about Junkyard Dog, though, is I have to be careful. Level 2, right? If you have 3 debuffs or more, he tosses them all back to you and transfers the debuffs, so that wouldn't be nice. That's why I don't want him on at least Junkyard Dog. And a lot of people won't have Junkyard Dog, so I guess if you're a complete free-to-play, wondering what artifact to use, then anything that doesn't cause debuffs, unless your TG is in Wyvern 13 like mine is. My Krau is geared more for PvP offense. I don't really put him on defense. And then my Angelic Montmo is actually a lot worse than she looks, even though she's healing things. But that's mainly because her healing, a lot of it is based on target's maxed health and not her own max health. So that's nice. So on a good run, if I leave it full auto, I can get at least 300k, which is only what you need. I'll probably put it near after this hunt. Yeah, you only need this much if there are 6 people doing one run. Then 280k, I think I calculated, or 300k if you want to be lazy, is where you want people to be. People are still getting the hang of it, so sometimes people are only getting less than 100k, but that's fine. There is one note. You do want to complete at least one level 3. That way you get the reputation. I think it's like 50 mats, 50 reforge mats. So you should probably pick that up, even if it costs you 3 energy. If you need to kill the level 3 boss, I don't remember what it is at the moment. It's still content is still pretty fresh, and probably someone else has probably gone over it. If we are forced to do level 3 in the future, just to plan for the future, I like planning for the future too. If Smallgate makes changes so that we want to do level 3 and we want to get more points, then basically I would recommend anyone who's a complete free-to-play and is struggling, and is at least struggling somewhat, to kind of semi-auto it, if not full manual it. You can auto this part, but what I would manual is, obviously you have souls here, so you want to use those souls. I definitely do when I'm up against green or water, because I use Asteria Tam there. But I soul burn my Angelic Montmo for more healing all around if it's level 3. If not, I'd kind of just leave it as is. But you definitely want to let Krau do his S3, and you want to soul burn it just to get extra turns. If not for S2 to put up defense, then S1 and maybe proc a dual attack. Every little bit helps. Unless, like I said, all you care is about hitting the threshold, so that everyone only needs to do one run, which is the most energy efficient. But like I said, if you need more for whatever reason, then these are the strats you would go to. Otherwise, I just leave these on auto. So I'm kind of going through the skills here because when I was recording, I was going through the fact that if you don't use an advantageous element, you're taking extra damage. For people who don't know, everyone probably watching this video probably already knows, but this is more just in case anyone's curious what another complete free-to-play is doing right now. I joined at the time of the first Guilty Gear event, so I have a bunch of stuff, but I also have a bunch of ults that I work on, and yeah, I'm trying to gear them up towards this as well. And as it seems like, yeah, a lot of people choose Lena. Other people also use Commander Lorena instead, because Well, she's the other option that most people would pit. So there's that. So yeah. So at the enrage, if he enrages during offensive, then you get a bit more out of Lena because he has to take the turn. But otherwise, that's that. But yeah, Commander Lena, or I personally use Lena, and then I also use TG. This is just in case I'm not satisfied, so I'm cutting into it here. These are the stats that I'm using for my units at the end. As you can see, my Lena is, like I said before, both farmer, and then I figured I can use her in expedition because the CR boost. She is fully molded, quote unquote, with stigma, with self concentration, which every bit helps. So she's near 3.4k attack. Health and defense really doesn't really matter. I should be taking that away. Speed is okay, but you want crit chance maxed out if she is farming, which is she is for me. Otherwise, 85% is good for the expedition because of the 15% boost, 245 crit damage, and then effectiveness doesn't really matter. So, as I said, these aren't the best gear. Obviously, you could just use the Abyss gear maybe, but I kind of tuned myself with some Banshee runs for that, and then I'm using just the free attack one. But you can normally do better for my complete free to plays. You can switch this out for Exorcist Tonfa plus 15. That's 12%, so that's 8% you're missing. But you only, as you saw, you only need, if everyone keeps doing level 2 and Smilegate doesn't address the issue, then you should be that 8% difference isn't really going to matter. You only need 300 to 400k, whatever it is, 1/6 of the boss for one run from everyone. Here's my Krau. Mainly tanky, also using for PvP, but I don't, like I said, I don't like to switch gear, so he's just that way. 25.7k. If I remove the self imprint, he has some imprints in him. It's about 25k. So that's just that. Let me switch this back really quick. And my molas are kind of abysmal. So like I said, he's not even really doing anything. You can't even push him back. So put the boss back. 1.3k defense, 25 near 25k health. 151 speed set immunity just so that he's not getting outsped all the time, or just a chance to sneak by. And then otherwise I would switch out all this effective resistance for more health and or defense for taking this. Or yes, you can put on Sword of Ezra too as he's taking more bosses, and that's that. Angelic Montmo, completely abysmal, using a 70 effect resistance ring. My Montmo is built effect resistance, so there's that. Using Shimadra Staff, some people get away with Idol's Cheer. 1.3k defense, 14.5k health, 158 speed, and then everything else doesn't really matter. At least 170 plus effect resistance to deal with almost everything. And like I said, her gear could be improved as well. But that's what I'm using, and as you just saw, that's how it worked. And then the other star of the show, my level 50 fully awakened Terranor Guard. As you can see, I use him a bunch. He's my main move in 13. I've started looking to wanting to see if I switch this out for Proof of Valor, but I still want to use him in Wyvern 13. So there's that. Just a quick little mola. You only really need this, and it's stigma, so you only need to put about, let's see here, just to show everyone, that way you don't have to check. 3, 7, 12 mysterious flashes to upgrade that full, and this you could argue to go +4 for a 75% chance. Otherwise, you're just rolling on more RNG, but it only costs stigma, no mola. As you can see, our mola situation for a complete free to play is completely bleh. 900 defense, 8.5k health, which means he gets killed by offensive posture AoEs. 202 speed, at least 85% crit chance for any damage helps really, and then 65 plus effectiveness for both Wyvern 13 and level 2 Expedition Fire Boss, which is that. So as you can see, this is what a complete free to play is doing. I could also just use this Karen here. I could maybe gear my Cerise up. Dien, I've seen some people use Yuna. I've seen Commander Lorena's, and then oh, don't look at my nut. Yeah, as you can see, there's that. But yeah, it should be the end of this video. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing as a complete free to play. Just a side note, my nut is used for raid, so there's that. That's why you see him geared up like this. But anyway, a lot of people just use Lena if they have him laying around. For anyone who's trying to get into expeditions, then here's just another example of what I'm doing as a complete free to play. So there's that. So if you have any questions or comments, put them in the section down below, and maybe I'll address them if I can. Otherwise, this is Jared NMML out.